Hey teacher, you've got a problem. There's just one of you and a lot of them. If you're not careful, your students could start to feel like just part of the crowd. When a student doesn't feel individually noticed, their decision-making could start to change. And who can blame them? When we don't think our behavior is reflecting on us personally, we make very different choices. Good teaching means making each student feel personally accountable, noticed, and appreciated. So today's lesson is about getting smart about how you move and how you look around the room. While the whiteboard at the front of the room might feel like the cockpit of your education airplane, you're not just the pilot of your classroom, issuing directions and announcements from the front. You're also the flight attendant, moving among the passengers, issuing reminders, correcting mistakes, and holding firm on expectations. That's a lot of different roles a teacher has to take on, but circulating around the room has 3 important implications. First, it will reinforce that students feel individually supported and appreciated. Students that feel their teacher's presence will be more likely to strive for good work and persevere through challenging material. Second, you'll increase student focus and time on task. The closer a student is to you physically, the more noticed she feels, and students that feel noticed feel accountable for staying on task. Third, you'll put yourself in a position to identify misconceptions and errors during the lesson. If you're planted in front of the room and not looking at the work being done, you're not getting the information that you need to make informed instructional decisions. Scanning is like circulating with your eyes. You need to know what's going on in your classroom so you can ensure students are on task and correct them if they're not. Sometimes you can use circulation for this, but often you'll stay in one place and simply scan the room. While you should make your presence felt around the room as much as possible, here's how to scan and circulate during one absolutely necessary part of the lesson: independent work time. Moving around the room during independent work should take the form of 3 laps with 3 distinct agendas. Your first lap ensures that students are following basic directions. You're moving purposefully, but you're not rushing. Your presence is a gentle reminder that they should be getting started with their work. Your eyes are up, scanning the room. Lap number 2 is about noticing who is productively engaged in struggle and who will need some help. Your eyes are mostly down, scanning student work, so you can begin to make tactical decisions. It'll be hard to resist digging in right away with students who are making mistakes, but this second lap is all about collecting data, and you can be clear about this with your students. Your third lap is the time for targeted interventions. You might consider bringing the class's attention back to the front, but in general, we think that you should give kids the space to problem solve. Lap 2 gave you an idea about individual frustration levels, so this third sweep gives you the opportunity to engage the individuals that need your help to get back on track. And remember, circulating should be strategic. You also don't want to rush around like an early morning speed walker. But when you're ready to commit to circulating, you need to set up your room for maximum mobility. Your floor plan should make it possible to move freely among your students, even the ones who won't at first welcome you graciously to their area. But it's your classroom. Normalize circulating up front, and kids won't sweat it when you stop on by.